Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. Okay, this video is a safer stockpile is the sustainable planet eating. It's cheap and some easy recipes. So I mainly stockpile for, not that I'm afraid I'm not going to have any money or I can't get to the store, although a grid down would be real bad. But my main concern is a prolonged period of time where people wouldn't have money or resources for some odd reason. Like imagine if everybody on Social Security, that stopped. If all the people on disability, that stopped. Things like that. The bank closes. And so I have learned by doing this that if you start eating in the sustainable planet way, that is going to change your stockpile, and you're going to be in a lot less danger of some kind of really bad thing happening. Okay, I'm drinking water because I realize when I'm not drinking Coke, I don't want to drink anything. It's like when you go on a strict diet, you're not really hungry, and so you don't eat because you don't want to eat the food you can have. Okay, sustainable planet is not that difficult, but I think it's very important to learn what that means and what that's going to mean to us in the future so we can adjust now. 1, eat more plants. I go, okay, yeah, I know they want us to eat less meat. It doesn't matter why. But I'll tell you what I think it is. Eat a variety of foods. That is not hard. Eat what is in season. Like, okay, today I went to the store. I just went to get some potatoes, and then I looked to see what I could find cheap, and I thought, just eat what you can find and eliminate waste and plastic. That is not really asking that much. So think about your stockpile: potatoes, rice, beans, and 1 or 2 vegetables. So if I'm going to have to eat more vegetables, or if it's some kind of food shortage or some kind of famine, I'm not thinking about some kind of famine. I'm thinking about some kind of supply disruption, something like that. You want to be able to make nutritious bread. Like what I see over and over in these countries is a problem with bread, and that is really important if you don't have meat. Like when I would go on the low carb diets, I could go on it for years, but remember, what if we can't get meat? Okay, so today I went to Smart and Final, and I went to get potatoes. So I bought these potatoes for $5, and they look nice, and I thought, potatoes is not something I'm really I am not willing to mess around not having potatoes. And then I have this bag, which I'm still eating down, and I have some more in the stockpile. My favorite type to store is evaporated milk. I need some too. So homemade bread and potatoes. If you have homemade bread and butter, and it's very, very easy to make butter. Just get heavy cream, blend it in the blender. When it separates, strain it, and then the leftover liquid is your whey. Homemade peanut butter, sour cream, and cream cheese, hummus, and cottage cheese. So you can get by on some dairy if milk gets expensive. I like to drink about two glasses of milk per day, and I stockpile whole milk, non-fat milk, and I started buying whole milk to make my cottage cheese out of. Okay, so I got potatoes. I don't buy more than 5 pounds at a time because I have the backup of the instant. Then I bought an onion. I found 3 pears. These actually smell really good. Those were $1, $3 for $1. I bought 3 avocados for $1. I'm making some black beans because think about potatoes, rice, and beans, and 2 to 3 vegetables. I'm not saying I'm not going entirely out of meat, but I'm just getting a reasonable portion. And then I bought 6 zucchini for $1. So for $3, I thought, okay, I think that's about enough vegetables. So I bought some sticky buns because I like to eat these with tea. $3. These are $6 now. 6 for $6. No, it wasn't 6, it was 4. Or 4 for $3. And I heat in the microwave and it was really good. I want that stuff in my freezer so that when I come home and I eat a sandwich and then I have like a cookies or some kind of roll. So that is what I bought at Smart and Final. Also, I located the best price on toilet paper at the best toilet paper at the best price at Smart and Final, and also the best water. You know, the gallons of water. So that is what I was doing. Okay, so now what? Okay, so today, because I got 6 zucchinis, I made these zucchini pickles. And pickles are really good because then if you have your sandwich and you have some good pickles that you made. And here is one of the plates. These are so pretty. I bought these for 5 million views. These were made in France. I go, ooh la la. Of all this is how you know when some lady doesn't need anything. She buys tea party plates. I am so glad I bought them. It's been, what, maybe a year or so? And so these zucchini pickles are really delicious. Okay, there's nothing in them except for zucchini and onions. So I'll have a little bit to demonstrate to you guys. Okay. So I didn't have to buy anything. This was all in the stockpile. And I have my canning jars. So I wash my zucchinis good with salt, and then I soaked them in water for a little while. And then I peeled most of the peel off because I think there's I don't think that the peels are that nutritious. You can eat them. And then I cut them in small pieces. Here's one. I slice some onions, and then I put coarse sea salt on them, and I let them sit for around 10 minutes. Then I just heat it in my microwave. 2 1/2 cups water, 1 cup distilled white vinegar. They said add a little bit more vinegar because I like this brine. Your zucchini doesn't have as much moisture as cucumbers, and then you don't have to parboil. 1/4 cup sugar, 2 teaspoons coarse sea salt, and then I added chili powder, garlic, and black pepper. So let me give you the recipe. Okay, and then with this zucchini, I could make zucchini bread, zucchini cake, and then fried zucchini. You just dip your zucchini, you mix up your pancake batter like you're gonna make pancakes. You dip you can use an air fryer, your zucchini in the pancake, any sausage, any mushrooms, and then you fry in oil. And also, you know, I will be making more stews and soups. So last night, that's why I'm not cooking, I had a green pepper with some acorn squash. I still have half of one left in there. And then, you know, I forgot to tell you, I had water with vegetable bouillon cube. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. So I heated it with one of these cubes that makes 2 cups. And then I put salt, pepper, and paprika. I put a lot of paprika on my food when I roast it. Okay, number 2 thing, cottage cheese. I already mentioned that enough times. Bread, I mentioned that enough times. And then, so it's potatoes, rice, and black beans. So if you have little piles of food, all different kinds, you're going to get more nutrition. So I'm making a black bean salad because I got the zucchini. Zucchini toast is good. Okay, so what we have here is a half a can of black beans and some onions. And then I have half avocado because it's just a little salad. So let's see if I can get this thing out. Let's see, 3 avocados for $1 is 33 cents, and a half of one is 16 cents. So that is pretty good. I could make some guacamole. So half a avocado. This is good if you go to a party. This is a good thing to bring to your party. The other thing that's a good thing is pea salad. So, okay, black beans, onion, and avocado. And these avocados are ready to go. No waiting around. So I just want to carefully combine this so as not to smash anything. And so, you know, when you're just having a little, I've been watching videos of other countries and they don't tend, and then have you ever seen these cans of salsa at Walmart? So I go, that's awesome. So I can stockpile it, and then I'll just spoon some generous amounts of salsa on the top. So here is the black bean, I don't know, it's a little vegetable dish. So, okay, we'll put a little bit on my beautiful plate. And then I usually eat it with salt and pepper. If you don't have any avocados, you can use this stuff. And then you don't need the red salsa. It'd be black beans, onions, whatever you had. Okay, so I'm going to be coming up because I want to have rice, beans, and potatoes in little piles. Okay, then I have oatmeal on here, which I make granola, cereal, cookies, and grind for flours. Now, the next thing I made is coconut milk. Here it is. I thought, I am going to try this. And actually, I find this to be better than oatmeal, or I'm going to be making some soy milk as soon as I either grow some edamame or some soy. Okay. Now, you're not supposed to use sweetened coconut, but it tastes really good. So 1 cup coconut. And so after this, I will stockpile, because for me, one of the biggest nightmares would be no milk. Because what are you going to have? You're going to have cereal with no milk. I don't think so, you guys. So I'll try to pour it in a way that, so you just put how I did it is I put 1 cup of coconut, you don't have to cook it or anything, in your blender, and then I heated 2 cups of water really, really hot, and I added that to the blender, and I blended the coconut and water, and it came up milky right away. And then I drained it, and I heated another cup of, and you know, I had the residual coconut. I heated another cup of milk, and I put that in the blender with the coconut that was still in there, and I blended that a lot until it was coconut milk, and then I drained it, and there was still a little bit of coconut left, so I heated another. So this actually made about 5 cups of coconut milk, and I just kept blending and blending until, you know, it was all coconut milk. I don't know if you guys can see this. You can make it as thick. I don't like my milk really, really thick like cream. And you know what is really good about this stuff? It's very delicious hot. So there's the coconut milk. So be thinking about nut milks. Nut milk is really easy to make, but you roast your nuts 250, 10 minutes on each side, and then, you know, you can put them in water, and you just cook them down and then blend them up in the blender. Oatmeal milk, rice milk, and so that is the coconut milk. Okay, and you know, this is, if you cook this stuff a little bit, oh, I'll put my coconut by my meal. Okay, so now think about this. I was watching videos and I go, yeah, that's it was in another country. It was in people living in caves. I go, oh my God. Well, anyway, they were cooking over a fire, and they had meat in the middle, and surrounding it is potatoes, green peppers, tomatoes, and squash. So we were just roasting over a flame, pretend like a barbecue, and they had cut up some meat and made like little patties. Now I made a cucumber, and it can be cucumber or zucchini. That I made zucchini because I had zucchini. So here is the zucchini. I grated the zucchini, so it would be like, so you're going to be in less danger of having like no salad when you figure out how to do this. So here's that. Here's what we got so far. Okay, now what I did is, it could be cucumbers or zucchini. 2 cucumbers and 1/2 teaspoon salt. So I grated my cucumbers and I put coarse salt, and then I made a dressing. It's 1 cup yogurt, but what I used is I had this good, it's like sour cream. It's Mexican sour cream. And I am switching the sour cream homemade. The Mexican sour cream has a very, very long expiration date. And the dressing was 1 cup yogurt, but I used sour cream, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 1 tablespoon finely diced onion, 1/8 teaspoon pepper, parsley, and chives. So I use dry. Here's my parsley and my chives, and I also put in the pickles, I put garlic and Mexican chili, and then I put garlic in my zucchini salad. So here is that. Okay, so I have more than enough veggies for the week. So that was the whole idea with that. Okay. Okay, so I have been studying the Rosicrucianism, and I think these people that are controlling the world to create, I thought it was like to create worldwide markets to prosper, and I think that is part of it. But of course, underneath it, I think there is a religious aspect. And so that's why you see them with their projects for the green earth, for the ocean, sustaining the water, which is good. So, now for the less eating meat. Okay, animals have a soul. So you can think of your stomach as a putrefied graveyard for animals that have no voice. And I said to myself, I said to the birdies, I beg your pardon, we have conversations all the time. So they're painting a gruesome picture of like the vile masses gobbling meat like gluttonous, mindless people, double cheeseburgers, you know what I mean? So, okay, so behind a lot of this, now when I did Madame Blavatsky, I had a feeling, and I got to the end of it, and what they located was that glorious being Lucifer. No offense to Luciferianism. Okay, but okay, so these poor animals have no voice, and they're cruelly treated, and it's bad for the environment, and it's unsustainable. So they want us to eat less meat, and it's probably, truthfully, healthier. Numbers 22:28. After Balaam starts punishing the donkey for refusing to move, it is given the power to speak to Balaam. But the donkey saw an angel of the Lord and didn't want to, with a sword, and did not want to proceed on. Okay. But the donkey was also trying to obey Balaam, but there was an angel. And the donkey moved to one side, crushing Balaam's foot. So then this led to the poor donkey being beat 3 times. Then the donkey says, "What have I done to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam answered the donkey, "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword, I would kill you right now." Then the donkey says, "Am I not your own donkey, which has always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" This reminds me of I go to get water, and you know how the machines say thank you? One day I go, "You're welcome," to the machine. Then God opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord. Then the angel said, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times?" So this trend towards more kindness to the earth and the planet is not going to stop. Okay, now there is some evidence that there's some kind of evolutionary process with animals. Like, I love to watch the people who have the super smart animals. My son's dogs are pretty smart. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. So these animals seem to be evolving, right? I had a dream of dogs underground that seemed to be chipped with computer chips one night, and the dogs were kind of like my son's dogs. And so like what I do is I treat my son's dogs like the children, and so the dogs were so lonesome for humans. So I think that's the misuse of animals, but that's a dream. Okay, so now Luke 9:16, Jesus broke the bread and two fishes. Now this is like the Mandela effect. I remember 5 small fishes, and it says either 2 or 3. So like the Christians are warned, don't be changing the word. Don't be changing it from 2 to 3 to 5. So Jesus did administer fish to the people. Now the problem with some of these animals is that, now this I do agree with, there are spirits, and some of these spirits can like inhabit the animals. Remember the swine that ran violently off the cliffs when they were cast out of a insane man? And then there's the story of Jesus walking on water, approaching his fishermen, and making the waves, the sea. He said, "Peace, be still." And there is an account of Jesus telling the people to cast their fishing nets to one side to capture the fish so that they could earn a living. But with this new Green Deal, I don't think they're prohibiting eating of meat. It's just when it's cruel to the animals and bad for the environment. But it could move to the point where we can't get meat. So if we have skills, if I had a small piece of meat, some rice, and some potatoes, I'd be on my way. So I think a lot of this has to do with like a vision for the world. So Satan is the god of this world, and like he loves the people of this world and the animals and the world. So that we are seeing. Okay, now what? So and then I made some tea. So if we can't get animal milk, and we have, you might never make in your life any coconut milk. I think I will make some. I like nut milk too. You may not ever want to make any, but if it's in the back of your mind, and if you get a good bread recipe and you learn how to make some good sour cream, and you run out of eggs, or the eggs, something happens with the chickens. They say in the end of time, 1/3 of the beasts and 1/3 of the ships and 1/3 of all the like edible animals are going to die. Another thing is, they say in the end of times, I want to mention this, I see on YouTube, I am not one bit worried. I am on my budget, and I have plenty of money and means to buy anything. Well, so do I, but that is not the point. Because at the end of times, they say the world is going to be full of violence and war. And then people are going to have no idea the coming of the Lord is going to be, they're going to be totally unaware it's coming. It's just going to hit. So, and in some of these wars, it seems like the people are totally unprepared for this. For another thing, everything costs money. So we have to like conserve our resources now, and like pack our houses full of food. And the worst thing that can happen is you don't have to buy any food for a couple years. So that's going to save money too. So, okay, that's all I have on the sustainable planet thing for now. And God bless you all.